Hello, this is Haiku here for a Historic Pauper deck tech. This time I'm going to show off a variation of Poison. So, a person in our Discord, the Draft Brewery, that's his name, created a deck around these cards. When Mirrodin Avenged came out, I had kind of speculated that this could be kind of like a synergy, but he went and made the deck, and it did pretty well. One thing I didn't like about the idea of the deck is that it didn't deal with other control decks very well, and was a little bit weak to combo in my mind. So I added blue. I thought blue would be a way to kind of cover up those weaknesses. You can certainly do it multiple ways. And then so last week I played a blue deck I played with Tolarian Terror and Gargantua, trying to make use of those blue creatures with this package of these 16 cards as your kind of wrath / removal spells. I played against a deck that's also playing with really large creatures, and it felt really weak to be playing creatures that my whole game plan was to like land a huge creature, and they were undersized compared to my opponent's creatures. So, it's you don't necessarily need to throw away the deck just because that happens. But I wanted to try out what if we just don't rely on creatures as your win condition. So that's kind of what led me to this deck with kind of Grixis Poison. So you got this package here, and then you have the package of all the poison spells. So this one is probably the best because it starts you on the poison train, and then you proliferate onto it enough. And then where these really shine is with Mystic Sanctuary, since Mystic Sanctuary can allow you to finish out the game. Sometimes it's a little difficult to finish out the game. Now, of note, to make room for these 16 spells, I did cut a lot of poison, so the Contentious Plans and Infectious Inquiries went down in number. I wanted to play a little bit more at instant speed and kind of be a little bit trickier, especially in the post-board games. Like I said, I wanted to not die to combos so quickly. So you'll see when I get to my sideboard that I really kind of am favored of trying to beat combo, which I think is going to be a big weakness of this deck. When I first started playing with poison, I started with just creatureless poison, because I thought that you could get a big advantage by making all your opponent's removal spells dead. I think enough people are playing with enough removal spells that either like they're burn spells that can go face anyways, or creature-based removal or stuff like that, where I think it's reasonable to play creatures and open yourself up to removal from the opponent. So I started playing with the rat, and I kind of liked how it was playing. What I really like about the rat is it plays really well with these cards as well. Meaning that you can block with it and cause it to trade up. You can attack in with it and cause it to trade up and get your proliferate trigger off. So it seems to be a nice kind of bridge card. And then obviously if you get to a situation where you've wrath the opponent and you have one poison or toxic creature in play, then you're just attacking in and pinging away at them, instead of in the past, without this creature, you would have to be casting spells to actually be clocking the opponent. So I like this, that it's kind of like a something that you can just put in play and cause some inevitability. Another thing, when I was thinking about what to cut, I still haven't decided what's the better one between Contentious Plan and Infectious Inquiry. So I'm just playing 1-1. I think it's useful, again, when you're playing with Mystic Sanctuary, to bring back and have the choice between this card. So I think potentially you don't want the life loss and you just want another Contentious Plan, since you have so much card draw with Lórien Revealed. But I do like that flexibility of putting an Infectious Inquiry on top and then drawing into it with your Mystic Sanctuary. And then the other weakness of this deck was, burn decks. It can clean up the decks and clean up creatures pretty efficiently, but it kind of needs a while to set up to draw all these cards in a row. And so Cram Session is that conceit. So the first Cram Session can grab Environmental Sciences. What I found is I really want to draw the first one really badly, so I've been trying to increase the number of Cram Sessions that I've been playing to try to draw them more reliably, because you generally want at least one. So the Environmental Sciences helps you hit your subsequent land drops and gains another 2 life. And then the nice part is once you've hit one Cram Session, then you can put it on top of Mystic Sanctuary and just use the gain 4 life and loot effect, which is a reasonable effect in this deck. Another reason why it's a reasonable effect is this deck really caps out at the 3 mana, but it really, like, you don't really even want to get to 5 most of the time for Lórien Revealed, because most of the time when you have Lórien Revealed, you're just finding a Mystic Sanctuary to put something on top and then continue the proliferation. And this card being the one that looks in the top 3 generally can use this to find more proliferate and then cast even more and finish up the game a little bit quicker that way. So as this deck moves forward, I think you probably want to find another slot for Cram Sessions by cutting potentially anything. I don't really want to touch Lórien Revealed. I like the synergy with finding Mystic Sanctuary, but I also like the synergy that, you're playing a 3-color deck now, and so having some mana fixing is pretty important. So I wanted to keep that one card. Maybe the solution is to cut a Contentious Plan, but then I feel like you're really, really low on poison, things that continue the poison train. But that could be kind of the next possible cut. All right, going to the sideboard, like I said, I'm really kind of concerned with this deck's matchup against combo, and so I wanted to utilize the blue splash really effectively. So I'm playing the full 3 Dispels and actually 1 spell Pierce. And then Graveyard Shenanigans, I think last week it really showed a weakness. If you don't draw your relics to any deck that's going to utilize the Graveyard for value, these decks now can't really afford to play a lot of card advantage. Really, these are the only 5 cards, and so a control deck with only 5 cards of card advantage it's tough. If a deck is getting a lot of value in card advantage by recasting your stuff from the graveyard, you can run into a lot of trouble and get outcarded by an aggro deck. So that's why I'm playing full 3 to make sure I find them, and then I don't have to be so stingy about cracking them. As I talked about before, I'm playing a Spell Pierce, and so I was really thinking between Spell Pierce and Bring Landing. I think Dispel is auto shoe-in, especially against combo decks. You really just want to be countering the instants. You don't really care about much other like artifacts and enchantments that are non-creatures. So hitting instants is the real goal. Sometimes sorceries could matter against this deck, but they're few and far between sorceries that you really matter. You mostly care about protecting your own game plan from the opponent, so being able to dispel their counterspell is really where you want to be playing. So that's why I think just having it at 1 mana is reliable enough. You do get a turn on and get a full on counterspell in this deck. I think I potentially could see play in a long drawn out control matchup, but I'm only playing 1 and I'm going to try out playing 1 Spell Pierce in a board. It feels a little weird to me because, this is a control deck that is looking to go late. But I think if it goes late and the Spell Pierce becomes dead, yeah, that stinks. But, I do have these learn cards that I can discard it with to get it. But I think what I'm more worried about is like a flurry of like counter back and being able to answer that. It looks like Lightly Coated is ready to play. Just go over the other cards. Innocent Blood, again, so you need to be able to target the creature to finish off a larger creature. So just bringing in an efficient sacrifice spell really shores up the hexproof matchup. And then Cram Sessions shore up the life loss. And Vraska's Fall is just another poison plus edict effect. All right, let's play. Oops, did that wrong. Let's do that again. Accept. Okay, so that was last week's deck. So 8wrath Poison. So enjoying the combination of those 16 cards. I feel like those work well together. So they eat one damage to each creature, and then the 8 kill a creature that was dealt damage at this turn in cantrip. All right. Well, no land. That's an easy mole. All right. So if I draw a second land, then Cram Session can find me my third land. Do I need to go down to... Let's see, what's my possibility to come back if I don't draw a land? So I got 2 draws to draw land. I already have the black land. I actually think this is reasonable to keep. It's got some stuff to help it in the late game. So I think I can keep this. Okay, and I drew my land, so I feel really good about this keep. So a black-white, so actually makes me hesitant to use my Bojuka Bog because black-white generally is going to be using... Ooh, he missed his land drop. Okay, so I think we just get down the Blightbelly Rat and see if we can attack with it this turn. So we both kept Rixie hands. I drew land into another land, and he missed, and so he's not going to be able to block. I think it's okay to attack in. I don't think he's going to be playing much tricks. He might be actually playing You Already Dead as well. This has gotten kind of a little bit of a resurgence. Let's just Contentious Plan this right now. Okay. That's why I wanted a Contentious Plan, is I want to know if I need to use this for a land or... Okay, so he's just going to give up. So it's hard to tell what he's on, but, you know, black-white deck, recommission, stuff like that. Black-white deck. So I'm not too scared, but I think I would probably play Spell Spear so he can't reanimate, and I'll probably play 1 Relic just to shut down that possible as an avenue. Black-white, so not really hexproof, so I don't think I need to play an Innocent Blood. Spell Pierce, Dispel. Do I need to play Dispel? Okay, maybe I'll just play Bring the Ending just to be able to answer kind of anything. Yeah. I could cut the Cram Session. He's probably not gonna. He's not gonna attack my life total so aggressively that I need to keep 2 to make sure I draw 1. Like if I don't draw it, I wouldn't be sad, and if I do draw it, I'm not gonna be mad. I think if I draw 2, I'd probably be a little bit sad. So I think cutting the second one, even though it's not that likely that I'll draw both, even if I keep both in. I think this is fine. I still don't really know what deck he's on, so I think having... So this is for my, well, you probably saw it in the title, the ladder match. So he's 2-1 as well, so we're both 2-1. Okay, so 2 proliferates without the poison to start the game going, but against a white deck, these give me so much card draw. I mean, I'm looking at the top 6. I think I keep. I have all my colors, so these are literally just searching for ways to deal with opponent's creatures, and there's one of them already. I don't think there's any chance I would Blazing Volley next turn, but there is a chance that I would want to play my Rat, Blightbelly Rat. Okay, let's see if he's on recommission, because then I'll be really happy that I brought in my Spell Pierce and my Counterspell. Doesn't really give us that much info. Okay, I think I just take this turn off and get my tap land into play. Next turn, if I don't draw into any gas, then I would Experimental Augury, but what I like about this is if I do draw into my black thing, then so he is on Breathless Night. So that's a good confirmation. Alright, so didn't draw it. So I think I will just set up again. So I'll just get a land into play. There is an argument to getting my swamp into play, but it's untapped, so I can just get it into play next turn. So with this Experimental Augury, I'm just really looking for a the black kill spell. Okay, so I can wipe up all his mutts and his Raffine's Informant. I would have hoped that he would brought back his Breathless Knight, but it's fine. Less pressure. Okay, there it is. So I think I'll take this turn to no, submit 0. Even though it's gonna die no matter what. All right. So Experimental Augury. I think there's no rush right now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do this and just be able to see what I draw. Okay. Could be in trouble next turn if he does recommission into Scrapyard Mutt, because then he can start. Okay, so that makes me want to play an untapped. I got enough islands in play now, so I can just go ahead and just do this. And scare the opponent again from potentially not casting the recommission, although I think at this point he can play around Spell Pierce, so yeah, he would go for it. So there it goes. Don't have him on any poison clock yet, so yep. So he's got a 5/5 bearing down on me, and a way to make it 6/6 next turn, so it's going to be a short clock. 2-turn clock here. So I might have, I mean, I kind of already said that this was what was going on, but I probably should have brought in all my relics then. I have 3 of them. Okay, so I really need to draw an answer, so I think I'll go ahead and start off with my Augury. Okay, so this means that now I can submit 1. Okay. All right, 6 plus 8. I'm not dead yet, so so I can just Contentious Plan right now, and then Mystic Sanctuary back my Wrath. Sweet, and I got a Spell Pierce just in case he has something to really mess with me. So I need 1 damage to each creature. So this is the power of playing a synergy kind of between these 2 cards, and then Mystic Sanctuary being able to rebuy whichever one you're missing. So that's nice. So I'll be at 2 life. I'm dead actually if he decides to equip. I guess I should have left up something. Yeah, I didn't realize that he had that. I mean, I saw it on the board, but totally dismissed it. All right. One turn a little bit too late. Okay, so in that case, relics. You know what? I think I just like the ability to kill his creatures and kind of slow his plan down. Let's see. Spell Pierce. Okay. All right, let's try it like this. So I've cut down a lot of my mana fixing, or I cut down half of the Lórien Reveals for my mana fixing, so might run into mana color issues because of that. But I think just having more Innocent Bloods, like Innocent Blood would have got me out of that jam last game. So maybe I should be playing Innocent Bloods and only playing like one of my Blightbelly Rats. The rats do attack well into him and they block reasonably, but what I'm worried about is him flying over with Breathless Knight and winning the game when I just have a 2/2 in play. So, yeah. I think I probably would cut 2 to add the 2 more Innocent Bloods and just rely on just 2 to finish out the game. Because now my relics are going to be hurting my own draws. Okay, play first. Alright, so drew my Innocent Blood, drew the Wraths. This is a great hand. Got all my colors despite siding out my thing. So for his turn 1 play... Okay. Alright. Let's get this into play just in case. I will Infectious Inquiry, even if he has a creature in play. I'm just going to be holding this until I can just kind of do it up. So, unfortunately, played the 3 power creature. And this one is so good at enabling his Breathless Knight on turn. Yep. Unfortunate. Alright, so if I play this and my Infectious Inquiry, I won't have to discard. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. So I can't quite kill both, so I'll have to choose which one, unless I draw a red or a black land, untapped. Okay, so I'm definitely going to go for the Breathless Knight. Okay, so there are protection spells, but I don't think I can play around it, and I think I'm just going to go for it right now. Okay, you already did. Let's see if this works. He does have a protection. Unfortunate. Okay. Alright, let's get another red land in play. Fortunately, it was not another black, because that would have helped me clean up the board. Okay. So 1 poison spell, exiled forever. Okay, so Blazing Volley can hit that and potentially get rid of the Breathless Knight if he didn't keep it, but him discarding the Bone Splitter is not encouraging. Alright, so let's do this. Okay, so if he has Lórien's Escape, I die. If he doesn't, then he can play Scrapyard Mutt. Experimental Augury. Can it find it? And it's unfortunate that he didn't have to show me that he cited in Lórien's Escape game. Shoot. Experimental Augury. Right now into another swamp. Or do I just kill the Raffines? Raffines. Do I kill the Raffines? No, I think I still have to go for this one, unfortunately. So now, if he does have the protection... Okay, he didn't have the protection. I was like playing around it so much. I still think I need to really dig with this one. I want to try to find another setup for next turn. Okay. It's unfortunate. Okay. Alright, so that doesn't really do anything. Lórien Revealed gets me my Mystic Sanctuary. I could draw into it and then kill his creature again. No, because I would need the End the Festivities to start the train, so I'll just grab the End the Festivities. Okay, let's get a land into play. Let's see, what was the land that I bottomed? So maybe I should have kept that black land instead of End the Festivities. Okay. Okay. So let's draw. So if I draw double End the Festivities, that could help. Okay, that helps because now I can just exile it forever. Yep. Okay. So now he has a big choice. Does he get rid of his 3 power? Does he get rid of the Breathless Knight? So he kept the Breathless Knight, which is fine. Do I Prologue right now? I don't think there's anything that I would draw that would change my mind. Okay, feeling okay for this turn, but if he grows the Breathless Knight, then my outs next turn are pretty low. Okay, let's draw another card. Okay, good. Okay, so Innocent Blood you. See if he has an answer for that. And then what do I bring back? I could bring back Innocent Blood. It's kind of like a pretty stalling play. It's my only 2 Innocent Bloods in the deck. Now I think I just bring back Experimental Augury, and then if I have to, I'll just dig and find an answer. I don't like the idea of wasting my next draw on another removal spell. I think I'm behind enough that I need to be a little bit more demanding of what card I get. Does he have at instant speed that's scaring? Oh, he has the ability to sack this to scry. Okay, so he's going to go for that. Try to set up and deal me the last 3 points of damage. He is playing red. Red's for the guy, flashback of the guys. Okay, so if he discards a land here, I can wrath it. Otherwise, I gotta draw into something. I guess Innocent Blood would be strictly worse than this one. I mean, not strictly worse. This one does draw me the card, but it is weak to Lórien's Escape. It's a pretty interesting match. He got a lot of damage in very early on, very quickly. I was pretty surprised by that. He's got a big choice. I think he's wondering if I have a 1 damage Wrath, if he can afford to discard a land, or if he's going to have to keep it and discard a non-land card. I think that's probably his debate. It also makes the Informant lethal, so I think there's a lot favoring. Although, on the other hand, oh, maybe he's just disconnected. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm just checking in Discord if he's still online or something. I don't know if I DC'd or... Okay, so he's just really in the tank. Oh, okay, so I see what he could have what? No, he had so many. I don't understand. Yeah, that was an easy discard. All right, so I just need to draw... Nope. Let's not tap like that. Wow, it almost tapped me out of my black. Jeez. Okay, so I can just take End the Festivities. Lórien's Escape beats that anyways. And this one draws me a card. So both lose to Lórien's Escape, but this keeps my cards flowing. So unfortunately, it's not even a greedier play. It's just the play I have to make. Because Lórien's Escape does... Alright, I'm going to be at 1 life. I do have the life gain spell in my deck. Hopefully I don't draw that instead. If he mutts into mutt, then he can win. Okay, he didn't. Okay, 1 life. So life gain spell before I draw. Okay, that's reasonable. Okay, let's start there. Okay. Or did I cut my last life gain? No, I think I kept it in. Okay, I've got to stay back with my rat. Hopefully it's not another mutt, because then I have to trade with the unearthed mutt. Okay. Now he's got a flyer, a lethal flyer. Okay. And yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, so I'll cycle this. Now my Mystic Sanctuary is worse, although Mystic Sanctuary right now wouldn't help me because I couldn't get the card in my hand. And that's it. Unfortunate. Just kind of got enough of a beatdown on at the beginning of the game that I wasn't able to follow it up. Yeah, I think I played fine. I think the first Lórien's escape really blew me out of the water. But yeah, so let me say GG's. And I'll see. Unfortunate. But hopefully, like the deck, I'm gonna try to play it on this Wednesday's tournament. Probably gonna be adjusting the main deck and the sideboard, trying to figure out kind of how I want to address its weaknesses. You know, that deck wasn't really one that I would have suspected that I'd be weak to. So maybe just the strategy of trying to wait for Wrath is just a little bit too slow, and or maybe you just need to play more life gain main deck. Yeah. All right. Well, GG's.